I'm Nylissa Whitaker, and today I'm the face of America. Everyone believed that Hillary Clinton would become the next president of the United States of America. I actually worked on the Harlem for Hillary campaign after having worked on both of the election campaigns for President Obama. My name is Nylissa Whitaker, and I'm the founding executive director of Emerge New York. We recruit, train, and mentor Democratic women from diverse backgrounds to run for office and win. I actually ran for office 3 times. I'm born and raised on the Upper East Side in East Harlem. The last time that I ran, I lost by 9 votes. So what I would say to people who don't vote is that every vote counts. I also would say to people that they forget we benefit from living in a very progressive, democratic city of New York, which, yes, is considered blue, very democratic, very liberal. But I represent the state of New York, all 62 counties. And as a state, New York is actually purple. What that means is that though the city and some of our kind of more urban communities are very democratic, once you get out to Staten Island, Long Island, you go to what we call North Country in upstate, and there are very, very deep pockets of red. And so I think it's important for us to realize, again, that it's not always important about what's happening in my one community. For example, Brooklyn is very active. We have so many new groups that are coming out of Brooklyn in terms of Indivisibles and Rep Your Block and Get Organized Brooklyn and on and on. But I've lived in Harlem for over 40 years, and it's a center of civil rights, but yet we're losing some of our activism and we're losing some of our elected officials. And with redistricting, we stand to lose if people don't come out and vote in this particular cycle of 2018, a whole block of our Democratic areas in the 2020 redistricting due to the census. I do believe that sometimes we have to think about the fact that we're electing someone who's going to lead the nation, not necessarily come over to our house for dinner, as I believe Oprah was saying in her statement. We have to think about the team of we and not the team of me. And so sometimes I think that when we're looking at candidates, we take them through our own personal lens. And sometimes when we're thinking about candidates for elective office, we actually need to remove ourselves and think, if you had a scale of 10 really important values, can that candidate meet? Are they viable? Can you agree with them on 8 of the 10? I don't believe that there's perfection in politics, but I do believe that there's progress, and there's always a solution between 0 and perfect. I do believe, though, that the Hillary Clinton race will be in the history books forever because there was a certain amount of scrutiny that she received because she was a woman, a strong woman, an educated woman, an outspoken woman, and a trailblazer. She was breaking barriers when she became Secretary of State. She's been breaking barriers as a woman lawyer. She broke barriers as the wife of the president, as the wife of the former governor of Arkansas. And I do believe that in our time, women like that come under a certain set of scrutiny that is completely different than men when they step up and they stand up and they speak out. I believe that when people talk about the women's empowerment movement, we're probably misusing the word. Women have always had power. It's a matter of them owning that power and exercising it. And that's what we're here to teach women to do. When I was in 4th grade, we learned about government and politics in my school in East Harlem and started our first student government. And I ran for office as student government in 4th grade. And my nickname was Whitaker White House because all I did was talk about politics and organizing. So for me, I feel like it's been in my blood. My mother has been a delegate with 1199 for over 40 years. My father worked in transit, his father before him, her mother before her. So I was used to kitchen table conversations where people were organizing around tenant issues, around childcare issues, going on buses to Albany. So I actually grew up thinking that that was the norm and that everybody else was doing the same. And it was only when I went to college, it was only as I started to see different issues come to the forefront that I realized not everybody talks about politics at their dining room tables, though they should.